Good afternoon, YouTubers. T Square with T Square Talk. So today we are going to be talking about inflation and what I see as basically proof now that inflation is here to stay. Most people will see this as proof if you really are open, honest about it, and really think about what's going on in the world. We've been seeing a lot of shortages. We've talked about this over the last, for a while now, we've been talking about inflation. But today, I don't know if you guys heard, yesterday, it was actually yesterday in the news. My video was already made up for yesterday, but I said I'm going to be talking about it during the live stream, and then I might even do up another video on this same topic over the weekend. I may put together a video and use some of my footage at the Dollar Tree. So I don't know how many of you guys know this. I love the Dollar Tree. I really do. I love going in there. I feel like I'm getting a deal every time I go in there. Some people might say, well, the stuff's of lower quality, it's cheap, you get less product. There's a lot of people will say stuff, but I've always liked the Dollar Tree. I like going in there and knowing that everything's $1. I can count my items, do the math real quick in my head, bam, times $1, and then the tax, and that's it. It's simple. So that's why I like the Dollar Tree. It's one of the places I enjoy going. But when you look at not just the Dollar Tree, a lot of places that had McDonald's used to have a dollar menu. They no longer have a dollar menu. Wendy's used to have an awesome dollar menu. I remember going to get Wendy's as a kid, and I used to love their dollar menu. Taco Bell used to have a dollar menu. All these places that used to have a dollar menu are pretty much gone now. You go to these places, $1.50, $1.60. They call it a value menu now. They don't. There's no such thing as dollar anymore. And Dollar Tree is going to be changing their name to Dollar Plus, with stuff starting. I mean, they'll probably have a couple items in there for $1, I'm sure, when it's all said and done. That way they can say Dollar Plus. Everything's $1 plus some. I kind of find it interesting because some people are still in denial that inflation is going to be around here for a while. I think when you think about it, when companies change the name, the foundation that it's been built on, like Dollar Tree, everything $1, to Dollar Plus, it doesn't add up. Prices are not coming down. And same with when you look at McDonald's. They changed, like I said, they changed their menu name from the dollar menu to the value menu. There again, there's another example that it's going to keep going. You don't get much for $1 anymore. $1 is just really nothing. It's kind of sad when you think about it. Who knows? Are we going to be in hyperinflation tomorrow? I don't think we will be in hyperinflation tomorrow, but we're going to kind of talk about everything relating to this topic this evening. We'll start off real quick. We'll see who we already got in the room, and then what we'll do, we'll jump over the numbers, because the numbers were, in my opinion, silver and gold look good today. We saw some good numbers there. It ain't as appealing when we had a really bad day yesterday. However, I was pretty happy with that big jump. Even though all it really did was gave back what it lost yesterday. I'm not convinced you can hold it down forever, silver. When you live in a world where everything we buy is going up in price, you can't expect a major commodity like silver or gold to be coming down in price. Therefore, when I see it come down, I know it's just more manipulation. I know it's more of the system's rigged against people. They don't want you to invest in gold and silver. They want you to invest in cryptos. They want you to invest in the US dollar. But I think we're going to see in the long run how this plays out. I don't expect a really long stream tonight. I'm not really feeling too well today. A little under the weather. I don't know if it's because it's been raining off and on all day and I've been kind of cooped up in the house, or if I'm just exhausted. I've been doing 5-mile walks every day now. I've only done it for 14 days, but it's starting to take its toll. Also, on top of that, I've been cutting down, trying to lose weight. I may do up a video on that this weekend, talking a little bit about my weight loss strategy. If I put it out there and I tell people in a video, then I'm not going to want to be a quitter. I'm not going to punk out and quit. I have accountability at that point. That's the way I look at that. I'm hoping to really get back in shape, but we'll see how it goes. And on the flip side, with no more dollar menu at McDonald's, it'll make it even easier because I'm tight with my money. So with that being said, we got Lincoln DMZ in the house. How's it going, Lincoln? Hope you're having a great night. We got Adam Stacks. How's it going, Adam? Hope you're having a great night. Stocks still unstable. Yeah, stocks are still, they fell again today. They're kind of making that stair step down. You know, you have a big drop, then it goes up a little bit. Then you have a big drop, then it goes up a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of an up tomorrow. The problem is, I think, when they really start to collapse, I think people are going to see inflation. You can't hide it forever. You can't hide what's going on forever. You might be able to kick the can down the road, but it's not going to be forever. And when prices really start to go crazy, they're going to be here for a little while. We're going to have to deal with it and see how it plays out. Another viral Dollar Tree video. I'm hoping. That's why I'm going to actually put up a video. I've got a lot of Dollar Tree footage. Not recent. It's older, but the good news is the prices haven't changed. They've always been $1. So I'll probably pull some of that and make a video. But it's definitely a hot topic right now because, I mean, it's proof. It's absolute proof of inflation, in my opinion. I like Dollar Tree as well. It's all good stuff for the price. And that's the way I look at it. I'm fixing to go in and buy a bunch of those little plastic boxes for $1 a piece that I keep in my workshop area. Just for nuts, bolts, tape, that type of things, little fittings. And just go buy like 30, 40, or 50 of them because they're not going to be $1 anymore after this. With plastic going up, we talked about that the other day. Plastic's going to keep going up, so we're going to expect to see even plastic junk at Walmart and Dollar Tree continue to climb up in price. You took the words right out of my mouth, T. Yeah, oh yeah. Let's see. Silver Wolverine, what is up, Silver Wolverine? I was checking out your video last night. I think it was. It was either last night or this morning or middle of the night. I didn't sleep much last night. On the 2 coin sets with the T1 version and the T2 version of the new Eagles. Awesome set. Let's see. Taco Bell spicy potato taco, $1.39. Used to be $1. Yep. Scrolling through, McDonald's did that years ago. Yeah, McDonald's saw it happening. I think McDonald's wanted to be ahead of the curve, just to kind of try to hide it. It has been gone for a while, but you know, some people are still refusing to raise their price. I'm friends with one person that owns a restaurant, and he really don't want to raise his prices. He says, I hate to change the menu, change the prices, but with some of the stuff that he gives people, I mean, the prices are just going through the roof. And essentially he's like, well, I'm willing to eat some of my profits now, you know, and try to hold out as long as I can and see what happens. Nobody wants to raise their prices. I mean, that's inevitable because, you know, you run the risk. You raise the price, you're going to take on complaints from people. You're going to have essentially lose customers, possibly, that type of stuff. But yeah, McDonald's was ahead of the curve. They did do it a while back. Wendy's did it a while back. Taco Bell actually did it a little while back. Dollar Tree is a prime example of a company that didn't want to pass on the price increases to their consumers. And now it's funny because when you hear the CEO talk, he said, people been wanting us to expand our inventory into new products and stuff. And the only way we can do that, nobody said that. Nobody said, hey, we want you to raise your prices to $1.50 so you can start carrying some of these other items. Nobody said that. I can almost bet anything. A CEO has to stay positive. They don't want to tell the consumers what's really going on, that, quite frankly, we can't make as much money as we did before with prices going up. You're doing good, T. 5 miles is good. It's just walking now. There was a little bit of running last night, a couple short bursts, and then I kind of got tired out. But I'm trying to get back into it. Let's see. I gotta be the new notifications man, since the notifications on Discord don't work anymore. I'll have to look into what's up with that. How's it going tonight, John? We got John Mastrom in the room. Hope you're having a great night, buddy. Silver Wolverine, T-Square. They are the reverse proof, limited to 125,000 sets. It's amazing. Yeah, it did look like a really nice set. I was thinking about it when I had watched it. I was like, man, he paid that much, because it was approximately $175 if I remember right. I was like, you paid $175 for 2 ounces of silver, but you don't like silver over 20. I understand the low mintage is obviously a huge plus on that. 125,000 sets. The only problem that I have with that is the coin is, from what I understand, it's just a set of 2 coins that they held and sold together. You could essentially buy the coins, couldn't you, separately, and just kind of keep them together and pay a lot less. But you can let me know on that. Like I said, I'm not a diehard coin collector. You guys know that. I like to invest in certain stuff. And, I mean, 125,000 is a low mintage, I think. We actually want this for $1.50. Wonder who would say it. Who would say that? Yeah, no one's gonna say I want you to carry this item for $1.50. No one's gonna say that. MetaZoo. I guess if they'd carry MetaZoo for $1.50, I would buy some of that. But so with that being said, let's jump over and take a look at what was going on today. But before we get started, let me please ask you, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button, help the channel out, and leave me a comment on the videos if you're watching this after the fact. I love to read y'all's comments. I do read all the comments and try to reply back to just about everything, but with over 1,000 videos, I sometimes do miss some comments here and there. Got a lot of different playlists. I'm thinking about expanding the Prepping 101 to a Prepping 102 category. That way people can really get a little more organized, a little bit more prep under their belts. Something I've been doing a lot of lately, because I really do think this is here to stay. And if you're a prepper, you don't feel it as bad. You're picking up extra stuff when it goes on sale, and you're utilizing it. I'm also thinking about getting back into couponing. Some of y'all remember when I did the couponing, but you just accumulate way too much stuff. So, I mean, you know, I've kind of been debating if I want to get back into it, because I don't want to accumulate cases and cases of bleach, Tide, shampoos, conditioners, toothpaste, everything else that comes with couponing. So, with that being said, we're going to jump right off into silver. Silver did have a nice jump today. Earlier today, before the jump, we were down to 2150. Starting to see, we have been seeing it falling, but then something happened this afternoon. We saw that climb. I expect we're going to see another good climb Friday, some more climb on Monday. I don't think we're going to continue to see silver drop much more. But I know a lot of people say that the floor is 22. We've already broke through that floor. Now it's just going to keep coming down. That's a possibility. But think about this. In a world where everything is going up, how do you justify silver coming down? JP Morgan just lost another lawsuit the other day, and people actually did time for it. I ended up looking it up, read a lot of different articles on it. You would think they would have learned the lesson from the other fines that they took. But you know what? At the end of the day, a fine for JP Morgan, like what they've been getting, is like a drop in the bucket. Some people are doing jail time, which I think is good for a couple different reasons. One, it will entice people. A reduced sentence will entice them to snitch on the company, and then essentially kind of go for higher up peoples. Because this is not a practice that I don't believe that's just like the junior people. Yes, right now we're just seeing the junior people go to jail, but this comes from the top and works its way down. This got trained, these new people, they got trained to do this, I believe, and JP Morgan is just the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot of other companies that are doing this, spoofing the markets, that type of stuff, and I think it's about time that it comes to an end and that we really see a true, fair, and real price on silver. And when it happens, it's going to happen fast. I think really one of these days we're going to wake up and it's going to be like a switch has been flipped. We're going to see the stock market crashing. We're going to see gold and silver going up. We're going to see prices on food skyrocketing. And essentially the veil will have been lifted. People will just wake up all of a sudden and really see what happens. Till that day, we do have to kind of just have a little faith that it will happen. Could we wait a long time? Yes. May it not happen? It's a possibility it won't. But I don't see how this can continue on forever. With that being said, it's not financial advice. It's just my opinion. Not to be taken as any, but something for you to think about and do a little bit of research on. And then maybe, you'll find out a different belief. Maybe you'll agree with my belief and go from there. Moving on to the gold price. Gold also had a great day. This morning it did get as low as 17 and a quarter. But 17 and a quarter, we worked our way up. Now it's kind of fizzling around a little bit at 17.53 right around. I'm still happy with that. You're not going to get rich overnight generally on gold and silver. It's more of a protection. As prices of all commodities go up, most likely your gold and silver is going to go up too. Whether that be gold and silver stocks, whether that be gold and silver real, tangible, that you've taken custody of. One thing to note, though, is if the dollar all out collapsed 100%, probably not going to happen in one day, not going to happen tomorrow. But if it did happen, you could probably expect that a lot of these paper ounces that essentially I don't believe there's enough ounces out there to cover all the paper. You would find out that a lot of these people would have to settle in cash. It's never happened where they've had huge amounts of claims yet, where the bulk of everybody's paper shares have been claimed out. They're only, from what I've read and watched on interviews, they're only equipped to handle roughly 5 to 10% of the demand in paper. And they say, well, no one's ever going to collect it all. And they'll say, if everybody does, price will solve everything. And in a way, I believe that's true. Because I've said time and time again, if silver got up to, $50, I'd probably sell some of mine off. I mean, I would take some of my cash out and sell some of it off and then hope it comes back down. But if it don't, could I regret it? Yes. That's why I wouldn't sell everything. I would sell some. Moving on, taking a look at the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones average today down a good amount, down 546 points, or a little over 1.5%, ending the day at 33,843. There again, a lot of this is relying on people are looking at inflation. They're looking at what's going on overseas with Evergrande. We've talked about this, and now they're also looking at inflation. Is inflation here to stay? Is the market really as good as the administration has been telling us, oh, the economy's great, the markets are great, everything's going great. You know, if you tell a lie long enough, a lot of people will say, oh, if you tell a lie long enough, people will start to believe it. And that's partially true. I believe if you tell it long enough, people may start to believe it. But at a certain point, they just realize you're full of BS. And then the truth comes out, and then all of a sudden, you'll see huge changes in what people are doing. And essentially, in this case, we could see the markets really take huge hits. Moving on to the Nasdaq, see how it did today. Nasdaq down 63 points, or a 0.5% roughly. Not that bad, but compounded that with a few more days of bad. You know, when you look at like the 5-day move on this, I mean, we're seeing it over 5 days. You're down 3.5%. Taking a look at the Dow Jones over 5 days, you know, you're only down 2.5%. If this trend continues, we could see something crazy happening, a huge pullback. Some people are ready. They've got cash on hand. They're ready to buy the pullback. I really wonder what the pullback will be when it comes. Some people are looking, they say, oh, I'm looking for a 10, 15% pullback. That way I can put all my savings in there. I think that could be dangerous. I think we could see a 10 or 15% pullback, and then all of a sudden a jump, and then another 20% pullback, just to bring in those last people that are kind of holding out on their savings account, holding their money, you know. So who knows? Jumping back briefly though, with the dollar store. When you have all these companies changing their prices, they can't hide it anymore. You know, when we first started talking about inflation, something we had said on the channel and a lot of other people have said is that they're going to shrink the products. They're going to pull the products, make them a little smaller. Maybe a 60-ounce bottle, we'll just drop it down to 50-ounce bottle. We'll keep the bottle the same size, and we'll just put a little less liquid in it. Or maybe we'll change the style of the box, the packaging. That way people don't really realize. They can't hide it anymore. We are officially now at the point where they can't hide the inflation. The more people are talking about it, the more people are looking at it. People pick up. I've actually seen people pick up their items. And look, how many ounces is this? I can't actually make it out because my label's white. Let's see here. 32 ounces. You know, you start looking at that. What happened to the days? I mean, were they 40 ounces? You want to look back. And if you're a prepper, a couponer, or you just always have some extra stock in your house, it's easy to see the changes. Because when that new one comes in, it draws your attention. And now that you're aware of what's going on, you look at the ounces in the bottle. You look at the ketchup bottle. Ketchup bottle looks the same. Do you notice, though, that the ounces have changed in there? We actually had a case a little while back where they were secretly shorting each bottle. I remember reading that. I can't remember what company it was. I may have to go and look that up and talk about that. They're looking for ways to hide because no one wants to be the bad guy and have to raise the prices. But we're getting to the point where they just can't hide it anymore. They have to raise the prices to stay in business, or the people that hold the shareholders are not going to get the dividends that they want and that they've been getting. And if you're not getting the dividends that you want, you may end up dumping your stock, which could push the actual stock market down. So I think we're at a I hate to say great breaking point, but I've said early on, you can't rebuild a new system until you take down the old system. And that goes for anything. I mean, you go in the military, there's a reason why we do boot camp. It's not just, everybody thinks boot camp is just to put you in shape. It's not to put you in shape. It's to literally break you down, exhaust you, break you, and then rebuild you into what they want. And I think once the system does start really having its huge financial strains. I mean, we're already at that point now. Who knows if we're going to get the debt ceiling increased? I will say one thing, because I have heard a lot of people say it's Biden's fault. It's the Democrats' fault. Yes, to a certain point, some of the policies that we have put in place over the last year have caused shortages. But I've also got to say, no matter who was in office, this strain was going to continue. Even if my man Trump was still in. You guys know I was a big Trump supporter. Even if Trump was still in, we would still have the increasing debt. In fact, I mean, when Trump was in, Republicans had the House, they had the Senate, and there was a period where they really had it made, and they didn't do anything to really take down the debt. And that would have been the opportunity too. And so when I hear the Republicans talking bad about the Democrats, I mean, think about it. I mean, they had a chance to do anything. It wasn't a big deal. Now it's a big deal. And I will say, here they are trying to spend right now. I will agree that Democrats seem to spend more. But at the end of the day, both Democrats and Republicans are kind of equally responsible for this debt. And if we don't deal with it, it's only going to get worse, because they're going to have to continue to print money, essentially, to feed the debt, to pay the interest. And as that happens, we're going to continue to see increasing inflation. I think there's a lot of people that want to see inflation happen. The rich want to see inflation because it increases the value of the assets that they're already holding. A lot of us common people, we don't have a whole lot of assets. So if inflation happens, we got to go to work, make money, and pay more for the items we want. Whereas if you're already at the top of the food chain, you have all the items, you create them, and essentially you got it made. At a certain point, we hit a wall. We hit a breaking point. And when that happens, it's going to be more difficult. And I expect to do another video on this topic, like I said, either this weekend or this week, where I can kind of talk more about it and be straight and to the point, because it is a hot topic right now. People are amazed that a company that has built their reputation, they built their foundation off of dollar products, everything in the store being $1, and now they're changing it. And here's the thing, it might start out small with some items. They'll try to keep some items for $1, but it's going to gradually move to where true everything $1 or just dollar items will be just a thing of the past. I mean, go to Venezuela and try to buy something for one Venezuelan bolivar. You're not gonna. You're not even gonna come close. Now, I'm not saying the U.S. is gonna get to Venezuelan status, but it will continue to get worse and worse and worse here in the U.S. also, unless something is done about it. So, with that being said, let's jump over, take a look at some of the comments. I know MetaZoo is a hot topic right now. I see someone wrote MetaZoo. So Wolverine T-Square taught, no, they are the reverse proofs. Okay, we saw that one. It's not just a bullion. It's not just bullion Silver Eagle. Very different in how the mint strikes the coin. I know there's a lot more polish, I guess you could say, on them. I know there's a lot less of them. I'm curious, when something's that high, will they keep going up? It does have a low mintage. We're talking about what we're talking about in the comments earlier about the 125,000 proof sets where you got T1 and T2 American Silver Eagle. Blank JP Morgan, crumb off the cookie. And that's true. I mean, their fines is nothing compared to how much money JP Morgan has. They're covered. the best way to do this, in my opinion, to survive is to be covered no matter what happens. So I've had some people ask me, why do you buy collectibles when you think the dollar is going to kind of start to collapse? Okay. If the dollar does collapse, then you're going to want food, security, some bullion, that type of stuff to kind of really get through it. But on the flip side, there is a possibility that they can keep spreading the lie and not see the dollar collapse. We just continue to go to an inflation, and inflation just starts running rampant. And in that case, collectibles, I believe, will be kind of useful. I mean, because it's a good way to kind of make a few extra dollars. Essentially, I hate to say this off of a bigger fool strategy, because I was talking to my neighbor. She's an old elderly lady. I'll usually go over, see if she needs anything, and just kind of check on her. And one of the things that she told me, she said, well, what happens when everybody quits collecting stuff like MetaZoo or Pokemon? I said, I guess they just, whoever's got them gets stuck with them. I know I had put a couple comments in Discord about it, and some people said, well, they're keeping the mintage low, so it will always have a demand. Here's the thing. We won't know the true mintage on stuff like that unless they post numbers. And even then, I know 100%, because I've seen it, that in some cases, companies will say they've only made so many of a card. But yet, I knew one guy that was extremely OCD like me, in my opinion. And he loved one player. And they said that they were going to only make like 50 of this card. And they were all serial numbered. And the guy just kept basically buying them until he got to the point where he had more than 50. And I said, how is that possible? I mean, I'd want to sue the company, for lying and saying they only made this many autographed limited edition cards. He said, you can't, because they'll just come out and say some are fake. I said, but they've all been PCGS graded. You had them all graded by NGC and PCG, or BC, I don't know what they call it, for sports cards. But they were all graded because they were limited run cards. And essentially, when there's more out there than they're saying, that leads me to really wonder the truth in how many MetaZoo cards are there really, or the possibility of, just because they don't plan on increasing printing, will they decide to up their printing when the economy starts slowing, just to hurry up and make a mad rush and make as much money as they can while there's still a pretty good demand for them. So, Wolverine, I don't understand why anyone would want the price of food to skyrocket. Well, think about it. Look at where we did a video on this. The average person does not want the price of food to skyrocket. But look at who owns the bulk of the farmland now. Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett. You look at all the big names. Look up the Google who owns the most farmland in America. And yes, I will say they're not out there with a pitchfork digging it up. They're out there. They buy the farm and then they lease it over to somebody. Either in a lot of cases, they just basically lease it back to the farmer that already owned it, and they say, look, you can keep using it. You sell it to us. You keep using it, and we want this percentage of all the crops. So they're kind of covered no matter what. And in truth, he that controls the food controls the population. If food did become scarce, you're going to go and do whatever you got to do to get food for yourself and your family. So even though I agree that the average person that's buying food every day doesn't want to see the prices go up, there are people that want to make a profit, so they'd rather see the prices skyrocket. If we can end the markets tomorrow and Monday horribly, that will be the start to a crash. Yeah, if that starts happening, but I worry that BlackRock will come in and start buying. I think that's a big reason why they're trying to approve that $3.9 trillion deal is, who really knows where all that money goes exactly. I think that they're going to use some of that money to essentially continue to blow up the bubble, to try to kick the can down the road. I don't believe anybody would want the market to collapse before the holiday season. I don't believe that. I think the holiday season, if we make it through this holiday season, I think that will probably be it. I think by that point they're going to have to approve more stimulus. I still say I think they're going to do more stimulus of some sort. Where is everybody tonight? Yeah, we got a fair amount of people. Not a lot of people commenting, but I can see we got 9 people in the room right now, which please hit that thumbs up button if you would. Let's see. October 18th ain't going to be good. Trying to pick a specific date. Wow. Let's see here. I haven't seen Lord or Axel in a while. Let's see. Adam. Trump was lazy. He didn't do anything about the debt, but he was a better president than Biden. Yeah, the debt was not, in truth, though, when he ran on a campaign, he never said he was going to do anything about the debt. A lot of people on YouTube were saying that they thought maybe he'd put us back on a gold and silver standard. That would have been great, but he didn't say he was going to. So I won't blame him on a unfulfilled campaign promise if he didn't promise to do anything about it. Truth of the matter is, if you are in debt as much as the U.S. economy is in debt, as much as the U.S. government's in debt, and you're paying huge amounts of interest, even if we slow down on our spending, the interest will continue to swallow us. That's at low interest rates. Imagine what will happen when interest rates do finally creep up a little bit. At some point, they're going to have to raise interest rates. They can't keep them down forever. When that happens, people are really going to get hit. They're going to basically hit a wall. There's nothing they'll be able to do. And you'll see people's credit card payments skyrocket because they've been making minimum monthly payments for so long and not getting themselves out of debt, not getting ready for what was going to happen. Trump had nothing lazy about him. Hardest working president ever. He never stopped moving. I think he got a lot done. I just won't 100% blame Trump and the Republicans. I won't give them credit for bringing the debt down or any of that. And I'm not saying they're looking for that credit. I just don't. I mean, this administration has messed up a lot of stuff, in my opinion. And I mean, to say that the debt is their fault, I won't say that. Both parties have been spending like crazy. They are actually not selling at $1 anymore. Blank. I thought we were just joking. That is totally blanked. I just Googled it. Well, no, actually, that's not true. Not everything at the dollar store has changed their prices yet. You can still go to the dollar store, at least my dollar store, and pick up stuff, a lot of stuff at $1. I actually talked to a lady about this a while back. This is not new. This is something they have been testing in certain areas, big cities mostly. But I was told it was only going to affect a portion of the stores. And I was also told that if your store is one of the affected stores, they're pretty much just going to raise certain items, not everything. But yeah, we're not joking. It really is happening. What did Trump do for our future? You could say the same thing. What did Biden do for our future? I can tell you, he didn't bring us into any wars. He tried putting up a wall, but since he didn't have enough backing to finish the wall, now we're having the southern border crisis, which is not far from my house. And since a lot of people are in denial about that, I've actually thought about trying to go down there and make some videos and show people what is really going on, towards Brownsville, Del Rio, them type of places. But I don't know if that's something that I would be able to keep online. He saved us money and did good things, but he couldn't keep them around, so it was a short-term deal. Well, anything is a short-term deal, in my opinion. Anything that Congress does is essentially, it's rare that someone's going to come in and keep something. And most of the stuff that he did was overturned on day one of the new administration. With the 13 executive orders that was signed on day one under the new administration, that basically overwrote the majority of the stuff that Trump had already put in place. Jobs was at a record high. Absolutely. Jobs was at a record high before the pandemic. We've got to also put that out there because, the pandemic was not Trump's fault, in my opinion. Gas was under $2. Gas was definitely under $2, by a lot more than under $2 in some places. I seen it for a little while down to $1.50, which was awesome. That was also though during the pandemic, so we had a lot of people not using up the gas. And he knew the Dems were going to mess up because he said that gas would go up. Let's see here. Scrolling through. Let's see. If he kept his mouth shut, you would not know how fake the media is. Yeah, I will agree. He pretty much brought up fake media. Or in his words, really, really fake news. Let's see. People are too sensitive now. Yeah, and that's true too. People nowadays are extremely sensitive of everything going on. Trump was hands down the best president of our time. That guy put more work in 4 years than the average person would in a lifetime. Let's see, Grizz, how's it going? Grizz, hope you're having a great night, buddy. Second term was confirmed. He should have acted the best he could. Have to appeal, independent party. I'm not really sure I understand what that comment means. I'm sorry. Let's see here. Scrolling through, a bunch of everybody talking, saying hi, Grizz. How's it going, Grizz? Let's see. Are you gonna do an unboxing, Civil Wolverine, when that when you get that in? You need to do unboxing video. T-Square, October 18th is the day that the lady from the Fed, I can't remember her name. I'm guessing you're thinking of Janet Yellen. She's not with the Fed anymore, but her name, but said we won't be able to pay our bills. The 18th, that may not be a firm. I don't know how she came up with the 18th. She is the treasurer now. Jerome Powell took her spot at the Federal Reserve. I don't know how she came up with the 18th specifically. It's going to be interesting that week. This is going to be an interesting month. That's why I find it interesting silver is going down. I think it only went down in the end of the month because a lot of contracts settle at the end of a month. I think as the month rolls into the new month, which is tomorrow, I think we're going to start to see that climb really start to pick up. And as we get closer to a default, there's no correct answer that they can do anything. Either they are going to approve an increase in the debt ceiling and a $3.9 trillion deal. And once that money hits the system, hits the public, we're going to see inflation start to climb again at another big month. If they don't approve it, then it's going to get ugly because we're going to look bad. You're basically going to be, I don't want to say a deadbeat, but our creditors are going to look and be like, if they can't pay their bills, that's a bad sign. And if that happens, then that could be it for the dollar altogether. So chances are, in my opinion, they're going to kick the can down the road. They're going to approve the spending bill. It will get approved, and they'll let inflation keep going because there's nothing they can do about it. And then if that happens, we'll be paying a lot more for everything we buy. So I'm putting this month down as this is it. If you haven't been prepping or haven't been preparing, after this month, expect you're going to be paying even more for your everyday items. I hate to say that we are on a clock right now, essentially, which is kind of funny because I actually haven't filed my taxes yet. I always put in for the extension. That way I don't have to file it until October 15th, which, like, right after I file it, basically they'll get it. And I don't even know if I'll get my return because the government might be shut down. But who knows? Let's see. Scrolling through, Treasury Secretary. Biden totally messed up the country, worst president of all time. Blank Vine. Let's see. T-Square should try to build the wall himself. I'm going to go down. That would be one brick at a time. That would be my slogan. T-Square 2024. One brick at a time. I'm just kidding. Let's see here. Scrolling through. They wouldn't want me as the president. The first thing I would do is put us back on a gold standard. If I was ever president, it would happen. It would happen fast. I wouldn't give anybody any time to react to it. That would be it. I'd probably get in trouble, get thrown out after that, but I'll have accomplished my mission. Let's see. Build a wall, some concrete, and a record. Record a video. Record a video of it, and start a movement. Tell everybody, come on down here. One brick at a time. $1.69, the good old days. Yep. I just see 309, 305. Wow, I don't see that. We're paying $2.68. However, I'm testing out this month a theory to get my gas even lower. If you use Discover Card does give back 5% from selected stores each month. Discover Card for this month is Walmart.com. So I'm hoping I can buy a Walmart.com, like a $500 gift card on there. I don't know if you can buy gift cards on Walmart.com. Buy like a $500 gift card and then get my gas at the Walmarts because I'd get 5% back on every dollar because I'm using my Discover Card with the Walmart gift card. And then if you buy gas at a Walmart or a Murphy station with a Walmart gift card, they give you another 3 cents off per gallon. So essentially it comes out to 18 cents off, 17 cents off a gallon is about what it broke down to. Let's see. Fake news still cracks me up. I remember, let's see. There is no way to describe the way he talks. Let's see. Scrolling down. I mean, don't get me wrong. The guy wasn't meant to be a politician. He was a businessman first. And I think that's what we needed at the time. And now I really think we're going to need that. And I think before this 4 years is over, people would be begging for a business person and not a politician that's going to say one thing and then do another. But we'll see. He's going to need one huge T-square to build that wall. That's a good one, T-square. I like that. With that being said, we are going to wrap up the video. I thank everybody for watching. We did go 50 minutes tonight. We didn't have a lot of people on this evening. I know, lately I've been putting up videos every day, times ranging anywhere between 7 and 8, sometimes 9. But I thank everybody for stopping in. Sign up for the Murphy Rewards. Yes, I do have that. That is awesome, Dan. I should have caught that too. I forgot to say that. With Murphy Rewards, you earn points, and then you can actually get 10 cents off a gallon, an additional 10 cents off a gallon for up to 20 gallons. I forgot to mention that. That's a big thing. I save a lot doing that. So great call, Dan. It's great to have you in the room, Dan. T-Square, yes, we will do an unboxing. I hope to have it within a week. I can't wait to see it. I love watching. Me personally, I really enjoy any kind of unboxing videos. I like to see what types of stuff people are getting. I thought about doing some package openings, some Pokemon package openings, but I haven't decided yet. I've got a couple packages. I'm starting to build up. I've got 3 packages sitting here beside me that I need to open and do some unboxing videos, but Trump was more honest to the public, and that's what I liked about him. He didn't give you the runaround. He didn't try to sugarcoat anything. You might not have liked what he said. I mean, there was stuff that, I'm not gonna lie, there was stuff that he did that I wasn't even a fan of. I was still a huge supporter. I didn't see the point in continuing the no trade with Cuba. He reinstituted that. It's been in place forever. President after president has instituted that. I think we should just open up trade with them and tax the items that come in, just like we essentially do with every other country. If they want to send us Cuban cigars or whatever for paper fiat currency, then let them send it. At the end of the day, I'm not convinced the fiat paper currency is going to be worth anything. We're doing a good job of that right now. So with that being said, y'all have a great night. I thank you everybody for watching. Adam Stacks, you have a great night, buddy. John, you have a great night. Silver Wolverine, you have a great night. Dan, you have a great night. Grizz, you have a great night. Adam Stacks, you have a great night. Lincoln DMZ, you have a great night. I didn't see Jimmy on tonight. I hope everything's going all right with Jimmy. I actually was just thinking of that. And Silver Wolverine, you have a great night. John Mastrom, you have a great night. And if anybody else in the room right now, I can't see if you didn't make a comment recently. I can't see that you're active. So I thank everybody for watching. I got to decide if I'm going to do any exercise tonight or not. I'm kind of tired from last night. I didn't sleep much last night, so you guys probably saw me on Discord chit-chatting most of the night. With that being said, you guys all have a great night. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys again. I'll have a video up for sure tomorrow night since I've already made the video. So, but I'll see you guys again probably on Tuesday for a live video. But you'll see videos up between now and then. So every night, I'm trying to get back in the kick every night. So take care, everybody. Y'all have a great night, and I will see y'all later. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, hit that thumbs up button. And if you're watching this video after the fact,